Hello everyone, welcome to our Timeless Oracle reading. Our Oracle card for today belongs to the Mediumship training deck by John Holland and Lauren Rainbow. The card for today is entitled Psychic Touch. One of the psychic gifts that we can receive from the universe is that gift of psychometry, that gift of being able to read the energies that are left by people on certain objects. Because energy abounds around us. Energy is around us, and somehow we all of us, somehow in a certain sense, we leave vestiges of our energy on the things that we touch, on the things that we use. That is why when you order a new tarot deck, oftentimes what is advised is you tap first the tarot deck for about 5 times in order to remove whatever energies the tarot deck have absorbed while it is being transported from the seller towards your home. And then afterwards you visualize infusing it with your energy. Now sometimes also when a tarot reader reads for people, sometimes there are certain cards that make them experience depression, certain emotion of fear, and that card is something that they have been touching for a long time. And yet, for that specific moment that they are reading for a certain person, they suddenly have a certain emotion while touching a specific card. And sometimes there is that feeling of confusion, feeling of fear, feeling of indecision, when actually it's no longer the reader's personal energy, but actually he or she is already sensing the energy of the person or people that they are reading for. Now, crystals also have a tendency to emanate energy for us, but the uniqueness of the crystals is that they discriminate the kind of energy that they absorb. For example, crystals that are protective of low-level energies, crystals that can protect you from psychic attacks. No? These are crystals that when they are in contact with negative energies, they either transmute it or counter it. So in a certain sense, when you have those crystals, you feel safe. There are some crystals that have a tendency to magnify the energy that is present around. So these are clear crystals, and somehow you also feel that when you have this crystal before you, somehow it can even relieve some pain or certain things, especially if it is working with other crystals. So in a certain sense, I feel, because this card speaks right now of psychometry, I believe that all of us have a certain degree of psychometry in us. And how can we somehow infer it? Well, you try to see. All of us have a tendency to keep with ourselves certain items or articles that belong to people that we love, people that are significant in our life. I remember of one person where after her father died, she makes it a point to keep with her the sweater that her father used when her father was still alive. Every time she wears this sweater, she is reminded of the warmth and love of her father. Oftentimes, we have in our wallets pictures of our loved ones, and when we take out those pictures and hold it before us, we are reminded of memories, emotions, feelings of love for the person who is in that photo. So in a certain sense, all of us have that ability to sense the energy that belongs to sense the energy from the objects that belong to certain people that we recognize as important in our life. That is why we have a tendency to keep their personal articles with us as memories, because each time we hold these personal articles, we are reminded of many things regarding the person whom this article came from. So, in a certain sense, it is an unconscious awareness of the energies being retained by that object that belongs to somebody that we value. Now, some psychics are given the ability to also sense these energies of loved ones, but they do not, even if they do not, they didn't have any opportunity to meet these people, even if, for example, the article that the psychic touches belongs to somebody that has already gone ahead, still they are able to retain the memories and the energies which the loved one to whom this article was given or entrusted to can still remember. And somehow when a psychic is able to retain or able to extract memories and certain emotions and feelings from the objects that belongs to a loved one, a bond starts to develop between the psychic or the healer and the person they are assisting. So somehow psychometry is like that, being able to sense the energies from the objects that other people have touched. And yeah, that's why the card here is entitled Psychic Touch. Now let's try to read from the back page of this card, and maybe we can gain more insights regarding psychic touch. Energy is everywhere. You radiate energy, leaving traces of your presence everywhere. Psychometry is the practice of using items infused with someone's energy, enabling you to gain past and present information about that individual. Items like jewelry, clothing, or even a chair can have a strong presence of someone's energy, a bit like a psychic imprint. This is a wonderful and easy technique to practice when you are developing your psychic and mediumship skills. To start, sit with someone and ask to hold an item of importance that belonged to the person's loved one in spirit. Open your awareness and allow your consciousness to connect with the item, and then feel if the spirit loved one who owned the item will make their presence known. When working with spirit, it is important to bring in evidence that can be validated to confirm the message you give. As you hold the item, see if you can sense the relationship of the spirit to the sitter. Perhaps you can sense what they liked to do for a hobby or their career. Notice any physical details about the spirit that may come forward. Reach out to this spirit and see if you can connect with a name that is significant. When practicing with mediumship, do not be afraid to share every little detail of what you are receiving. You will be surprised by the validation you may receive. You can also practice this technique with an object belonging to someone living. Okay, so this is what we have for today regarding psychic touch. All of us have a certain degree of this one, and if we use it, then it develops, it grows. Everything that you use, you tend to develop them and you tend to grow into them. Okay, so thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope to see you again soon. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.